Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I'm Tym Moss.
So good to see you, Tim.
Good to see you. And it was wonderful to see you in person the other day.
Oh my God, we saw each other in person. Tim came to support the Imperial Court of New York. We were raising money for Bailey House and Housing Works. And I was doing a new original number that I wrote, a parody on green sleeves, because it was Christmas in July.
Yes.
At Industry Bar. It was so much fun. And a shout out to my amazing singer, glorious friend Dorothy Bishop, who I said to her, enough is enough. I need someone that can put all this original music that I write in my own key. I'm using these karaoke tracks. It's like, I get up there with great lyrics and I sound like Kermit the Frog. Anyway, so before I get into anything else, I have to give a shout out. You probably all noticed
Pangea.
Gorgeous Pangea scarf. These are the scarves that we are going to have for sale. Our commemorative, oh good, I said that word without screwing up, commemorative scarf, because Pangea is going to be celebrating their 40th anniversary right here. 40, September 10th, which is really exciting. But special announcement tonight, we're having, like, you know how you have a record release party? We're having a scarf release party.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. So please come on down. It starts at 7 o'clock. And I'll be getting here because I have another podcast before that. But yes, please come. Please join us. Have a drink. Have a little appetizer. Scarves will be for sale. These are gorgeous. And they were done by the amazing Jody, who did our backgrounds. Well, she's an incredible stylist, works with Pat Field and everybody else. But if you notice, my scarf matches the background. Were you?
You blend.
I blend. I'm a blender. I'm a blender, baby. How are you doing?
I'm good. Last week, my friend Joan Crow she's doing stand-up. So I went down to see her down in the East Village at the Whiskey Cellar. That was fabulous. And then I went to Philadelphia to see our good friend Nathan James, which it was wonderful to see him. We'd spent the whole day together. It was lovely. I forget. I did some other stuff over the weekend. I can't remember what. And then Imperial Court on Sunday. And
yep. And here we are. We're rolling around, and it's Wednesday again, right?
Yeah, right.
So this coming weekend, just a big shout out. You guys know I do a ton for the LGBTQ community in Milford, Pennsylvania. I've been on the board of TriVersity since it started. We are having Pike County Pride on Sunday. If you find yourself in that area or you want to go, we are literally 1 hour and 40 minutes from New York. Nice day trip. I have a wonderful performer coming, the one and only Betty Buttons. Love her to death, sings live, an incredible drag performer, and just all kinds of information about our community for TriVersity, because this is information we all need to share now, especially in the more rural areas of this country. There, I said it. And y'all can read between the lines. That's how it rolls. So with everything going on out there, and the CDC deteriorating into nothingness, and vaccinations going out the window, and everything
at airports, and
there's a new virus every day. And we can't eat lettuce, and Legionnaire's disease. I haven't heard about Ebola in a bit, but I'm sure it will resurface. Plus, of other things, Tim, measles are out of control.
Measles, yeah.
That's why our guest today is so special to me.
I agree.
Our guest has been on here before. She is an incredible author. She came on with her first book, The Green Witch's Guide, and she was so much fun to have. And she brought us a little nip to drink at the end. But today she's coming on with her newest book. And I have it right here. I'm taking it out of the thing. It's called Plants That Heal. Now, how important is this book to discuss today here on this show? Because we are all looking for things that are going to make us feel better, things that will make us heal. And of course, I mean, she is an incredible performer besides being an author. Yep. She's getting ready to go on tour in October with a group that everyone knows and remembers. And they've just re-released a bunch of songs. They're going on tour with their 4 original members. Book of Love. You all remember Book of Love. Anyway, without further ado, please welcome Susan Ottaviano.
Yay!
I just rolled that off of my tongue.
How are you, Susan?
It's so nice to see you, Tim.
Good to see you.
I'm going to have you scoot over a little bit more.
Yeah, there we go.
Now we're filling the frame. Sometimes we've had three people here, and we had last week with Ruby Rims, right?
Yeah.
We were like overlapped all over the place. So great to have you here today.
Thanks so much. I'm so glad to be
back. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Susan.
Each other. Oh, at Amber's show, Amber Martin.
At Amber Martin's show. Oh my God, I never got to put that post up. Love Amber Martin, amazing singer. That was in a new venue that she was trying.
Yeah, what's that called?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's a bar somewhere
or something.
Yeah, it was it was like that. It's Lucinda's, but
oh my God, Susan, you have got so much going on.
Susan is like, it's a busy time. And it was so great running into her. I'm like, oh my God, she told me about the book. She told me about Book of Love. I'm like, we have to have you back on the show. So here she is today. Very timely that you would come up with this book now.
Definitely. I mean, I think that for myself and my partner, Chris, I feel like at this time in our life, we need something to ground us and make us feel. I mean, the book is really focused on plants for body, mind, and soul. And it's broken up into 8 chapters: heal your heart, heal your mind, heal your body, heal your skin and hair. So it's really about, like I said, grounding and ways that you can relax and sort of change your life in that way. Especially, I feel like as a performer, in my 20s, there's a little bit more sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Now
you could have used this book back then,
well,
right?
now I can use it. Now, lavender tea, naps, and
how we've fallen from grace.
We can still rock and do both.
Absolutely.
Of centering, and I think that it's healthy for us at this point in our lives.
Yeah, well, I think the centering thing is really important. It's very interesting to me because there's certainly, I said the timing on this book is incredible, not just because of politically what's going on here, but just in general, I would say like the last 15 years, people are getting more into natural things. And now I feel they're more embracing the fact that you can actually get plants that make you heal. This is something that Native Americans have known forever. Right. And I've worked with indigenous people. Yes. I was in Costa Rica with a medicine man that took me to what he called his cancer garden. I'm like, why do you call it that? He said, because all of these plants in here can work on a different kind of cancer. Wow. But then you have the medical industry that's right, Tim. They say they poo-poo that. Where do you stand, like in all of this? What are your feelings?
we're not doctors, and we're not professing to be that. But we're also very interested in the process of making these things. I'm the illustrator. I illustrated the book. There's no other book like this with this many illustrations, because no one would be able to hire someone to do this many illustrations.
But you're also a talented artist. Let's not gloss over that. And this is a beautiful component with who you are as a creative person.
It's a labor of love. I love doing this at this time in my life. All the things that I do, and I think that that's what we're talking about in the book, the process of creating, whether it's making art, whether it's cooking and making food for people you love, whether it's crafting these oils that are for people and for yourself. The process of doing these things also grounds you and centers you. And I think the flow state, that's what I've always felt
like. The flow state, I love that.
As an artist, getting into that flow state is my state. That's what we're talking about instead of drugs, rock and roll. Like getting into the flow state and feeling really good.
Now, did you, with the illustrations, were you inspired by what you were writing about, or about the recipes, or?
Well, to give you a little
vice versa, did you have an illustration and then you were like, oh, let me do a recipe about this?
Well, there is a little. Chris and I, when we first started this, we were going to just do like a little cute book of like 10 illustrations and 10 flowers. And then it just developed as an organically, which is great.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really big book about our different ideas. There's a lot of mythology in this book and how it relates to, the different Greek goddesses, and this is our Aphrodite mist.
I love
That's like a pillow spray for you to put on your. It's a rose scented pillow spray.
Oh, nice.
Put on your, and you could also use it as an astringent.
Spray a little bit on
try
me.
this one. You're gonna have a few cents to try today.
Ooh, like that's nice. It's very light and it's perfect for this kind of year.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Love it. What will that do to me now?
Well, I think that this will also help you sleep. It's also relaxing. I mean, our sleep chapter is very important because as you know, we age as well. It's harder and harder, and you know, there's certain things you could do to fall asleep, but you could also do some. Now we have
so I shouldn't be taking half a Klonopin.
I know, it's like we're all doing our best. Let's just say that. But these things can help us, and I think the ritual of doing them. I mean, having a tea time, having like a little reading nook and a place in your house that you feel like you can, you know, just relax and be comfortable and reboot. That's what I feel.
Right? Isn't that kind of like it's like self-care or
yes, right?
It's all about self-care,
right? And doing what's best for you, like taking time just for you to center yourself and be kind to yourself. Like,
I know that's a big buzzword, you know, self-care. But the thing is, if you take care of yourself and you reboot, you're more valuable to other people and all the things that you want, you know, to do in your life.
Here's what's so hard about this, right? I operate at 150 RPMs because I have to, right? And all of us are so bombarded. You know, we were talking about online. You were talking with me about Instagram and being online and blah, 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 TikTok and all of that. This is freaking wiring us for sound. And I often feel guilty. She talked about taking that time for yourself, having that tea, sitting, reading that book. You know, I've started to read novels from some of the people I have on the show. Sometimes it's after they were on the show, but I have a stack of books. I can't believe the difference it's made in me. I'm actually sleeping 6 hours without waking up, as opposed to being on that phone and then you go to bed and you're waking. I'm waking up 3 and 4 times. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, that's why you have to really take that time to. And I feel like it is a reboot. You can like shut down so that you can, you know, I felt that as a parent as well. You know what I mean? You got to shut down a little bit and then you can reboot and like, you know, take on the next hurdle.
Right.
But you have to take the time to do that. And
I think we kind of have an advantage because we lived without electronics.
Yeah.
Whereas the younger generation does not know what it's like to live without electronics. So it's easier for us to kind of unplug and step aside, I think, than say the younger generation.
Honestly, Tim, I can tell you why I'm all screwed up. I'm going to tell you this because every day it comes up on my phone that I'm on there 6 hours. And it's not commenting on our friends' pages on Facebook. It's the amount of work I have to do for every single thing that I'm involved in. And just like that younger generation, I'm on there now as much, whether I want to be or not. Think about the amount of email that you have to go through. You are getting ready to go on tour. Your book launches at the same time. How are you?
Wow.
Well, content is amazing. I definitely feel pretty stressed out.
You're right. We're all freaking stressed out.
I'm
give me some of that oil. I'm gonna.
But then again, like what you're going through is you kind of you got to run with it while it's there too.
That I swear to you, Tim, okay.
Try that.
I thought you were going to
put a little on your pulse points.
Oh, Oh, I like this. Tim, you would love this.
I have it for you, Tim. And then you could put it on your light bulbs. That's what I like to do, sort of sense.
I would never think.
Nice. I wouldn't either. I never thought of that.
And you could put it in your bath. We haven't talked about taking a bath. That's another thing.
Right. Or also, I have this is hokey, but I have air conditioning, but I also have a camp fan that I recharge every night, so it doesn't use any electricity. It's strong. I could put it on the blades of the camp fan.
Yeah.
It would blow that beautiful scent.
I mean, scent is kind of amazing. How
it's
it can
amazing.
Really just like take breath and, you know.
Well, yeah, that's why we love flowers. But again, you both said something really important. If we do not take the time, I'm going to use the expression to smell the roses. Where do you think that came from? And it's hard now. It's very, very hard.
And that's absolutely what this book is about. Taking time to smell the roses. And you started to talk about the fact that this just happened accidentally. I didn't expect my album and my book to be out in the same week.
Right.
And they kept kind of colliding and one had to be, and I'm like, you know, that's the week before. And then all of a sudden it just happened. So it was so difficult. You work so hard, and you don't want it all to like just happen at the same moment, but you also have to take that in life, that this is what happens. We have to
exactly.
And this is a good thing if there's something.
But we're also all artistic performers.
These are two very good things that you have happening right now.
Right. Those are great. And I said to her, you have to grab those gold rings on the merry-go-round, especially now, because there's a slew of events, and you know this better than anyone, that happen when you're 20. Susan, your group, the Book of Love, you guys were on an amazing roll. I remember it. And those are the kinds of incredible things that happen when you're 20 without you having to try and make things happen.
Right. And I mean, I think I had my midlife crisis at 30, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where people are wait till they're older and everything like that. So then you realize, I didn't think I was so young when all this happened. But then, you realize that, you know what I mean? But I think it's kind of a gift, because you learn how to pivot. You have to pivot, and you have to appreciate the things you do, and you have to, stop and smell the roses.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I have a question for you. It was something I read a long time ago, and I cannot even think of an example right now, but supposedly in nature, a lot of times the food or the fruit will resemble the organ or the part that it heals or it's good for. Like, I'm trying to think of something that's maybe shaped like the heart, which is, as you eat it, it's good for your heart. I can't. The only one I can think of.
I think he's on to something. Yeah. I think she's right. The pomegranate is the one that is parallel to the heart, and that is a theory, Tim, that the fruits and things that grow in nature connect to the organs in our body. And there's people that believe you can heal by using those fruits in a certain way. Again, people can look at some of this as woo-woo.
Yeah.
I've spent so much time, not with Native American people like our friend Cecily Williams, who grew up on a reservation, but I spent so much time in Africa and Central America and South America. And I've not only been shown the plants that heal, but when I lived in Nigeria, I watched them heal somebody with a cow's liver. You're probably looking at me saying, how do they do that? Well, they put it on the person, and then the whole rituals, that's in your book, starts around the person. Now, you can argue, does a person heal because it's mind over matter? Is that the reason they get better? We don't know the answers. That's
right. But you're also speaking about the mental component and all these things, how that can affect your anxiety,
which is a big mental component.
Illness. And I mean, I don't, like I said, this is not to replace a doctor in any way.
No.
But it is something to do to complement. It's just like, acupuncture has really helped me. Different philosophies, different ways of looking at things.
Right.
And also I feel like that it can't hurt, especially mentally, and when you fill your body with healthy foods and fresh vegetables, or working in a garden, getting your hands dirty,
amazing, touching the dirt.
It's the same thing. It's like the same flow state. I think for me, Chris is definitely all about the plants, but for me, it is the flow state, about what things can I do to be in that. That's the magical state.
To put yourself in the zone.
Well, to me, and everything that you're referring to, and even like with the ritual that you were referring to with the liver, is all energy. It's all energy. It's all kind of getting energy focused in an area for a specific purpose, and that falls true with the plants, with everything, because plants.
But Susan brought up acupuncture. Those are points on the a lot of these things are very old that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
And they're very much needed now in quote unquote modern society, now more than ever. Acupuncture, when they get to those specific points, if you've ever talked to anyone that's studied it, it's as hard as medicine to study, and getting into those areas to release the good energy or block the bad energy that is happening. And you can do that with plants, I would like to talk a little bit about, what are some of your favorite illustrations?
Yeah.
You put so much work into, her books have so much work in them.
Because when you do get a book deal, you know, you spend a million years getting the book deal, and then they're like, okay, we want it in like a
right. We want it
You want
next
it by
week.
Tuesday.
right. It's very difficult to like. This is a pretty rose.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying
gorgeous.
to find the one.
Yeah, I
like
want
that.
your
Oh,
beautiful work.
God,
Just
that's
hold it up a
beautiful.
little. I'm gonna move it close.
So I actually wish
Gorgeous.
I got to spend even more time on my recipes, but it was just like getting all this done. I'd love this flower one if I can find it. I forget what chapter it's in. This is a cute one.
Oh, I love you had the blueberry in the drink.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
a bobo tea.
Okay,
Yeah,
what is
oh,
okay?
Wow.
What is bobo tea?
Well, the bobo tea or the little bobo, there's these kind of gelatinous,
Like
little-
bubble
Like
tea.
a bubble
Yeah,
tea.
bubble tea.
Yeah,
It's
like
bubble
a bubble
tea.
tea.
So
right.
this has blueberries and the cinnamon and also every chapter sort of talks about like what each recipe is good for. Like this one with the bobo tea, what the blueberries are good for, and what the cinnamon is good for. So every recipe is explained, and some of it is about mythology.
That's a beautiful
Thank you.
shot
That's a
there,
nice
too.
one.
Yeah.
Where's my
brownies?
I'm
I
trying
saw
to-
pictures of brownies in
Those
there.
are my chocolates. I have to bring that to you.
Well, that sure is
This
healing.
is a full moon tea. No, the chocolate is
Oh,
it's good for
It is.
sleep.
I love that.
Yeah, it's got
and,
tryptophan. This is
And
so
lavender
fabulous.
is in the
Wow.
is in the chocolates, and also pistachios, which help for sleeping. I have these energy balls that I think you would like. They're oatmeal.
Yes,
and
I
peanut
need
butter.
energy balls.
These are you've got a lot of energy, but they're with peanut butter and oats and dried cherries, and they're good to have in advance. But some of these are my. I'm trying to find the one. I probably won't find my favorite, but this is the.
Yeah, I was going
this
to
is
ask you
the
your favorite.
Aphrodite mist. There's this one that's
wow.
it is for a ritual. It's a midnight summer's night dream ritual.
That's a beautiful shot.
And we were talking about what rituals do. This is a favorite one. My friend Peter just bought this one. This is you might like this too. It's a dream pillow. And the act of making the pillow, it's filled with herbs, and you put it under your pillow, and you can say a little incantation or
for
just
it,
like
yeah.
I'm going to have a great night's sleep, or just the act of making it and putting it under your pillow.
It's
and
comforting.
and the care you're taking of yourself.
Well, you're setting an intention. Yeah.
In setting an intention. Yes, we haven't used that word today, but that's exactly what it is.
I love this. So it's got arts and crafts in it.
Yes,
it's got recipes. It's got everything that pertains to your wellness and your flow state.
Yeah,
it's all about.
I love flow state.
At the end,
and
of
the
day.
rituals are also what Tim was just saying about setting your intention. Just like stopping, that's what meditation is. It's a form of meditation. Stopping, taking a breath, focusing, setting your intentions. Already, you feel a little bit better. I think.
Interesting, because I know a lot of people who meditate. I have never been successful at it. My daughter is not successful at it. I wonder why it works.
Well, this is kind of my meditation.
But I wonder why regular meditation will work for some people.
Because it's clearing their head a little bit. It's like it doesn't have to be done that way, I don't think.
Right.
I think that pillow and
also like and also like what works for one person does not necessarily work for another.
That's exactly right.
And you can't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah, that one size fits all kind of thing.
Well, I'm curious, have you always been like connected to nature in this way? You come from a rock background.
Well, I think more and more we have a lot of songs about flowers. There's always been that connection to the but I think definitely more and cooking. I've been cooking since I was in my 20s and everything like that, and the whole
you enjoy it,
the act of like you're making something, you're creating something, you're it's for other people can enjoy.
Food is love.
It's like I've connected in that way a lot, so it keeps kind of developing as I get older.
And you totally enjoy doing that.
I absolutely you do.
Now one thing I've just recently discovered, I got this, it was a Russian candy that I got, and it actually has rose petals in it. Like you can actually eat.
How cool! Because they're edible.
They were wonderful, and they taste, and you've got that aroma in it. And I never realized that roses were edible. And I'm sure there's a lot of things like that in nature that I don't associate. I've never really been like I can cook, but I've never been bold at it. Like I've never been, oh, let me try mixing this and this. And, I have certain recipes in my head that I kind of follow, but experimental, that's the word. I've never really been experimental with my
Well, this book is trying to encourage people to be more experimental.
Right.
I'm not a very good baker because I'm kind of very intuitive. So I'll throw things in and I'll say, I was just making another batch of oils. And I'm like, this smells a little different than the last one. I kind of like that. Some people don't, you know what I mean?
Well, but there are people that cook that way. It's
Yeah,
a bit of this and a dash of that.
Right. That's experimental cooking to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't be afraid of that. And if you are trying recipes in here, try a different herb. You know what I mean? You don't have to. Nothing is set in stone, and that's how you try things. Happy accidents.
Now, I have some jars of like spices and stuff that have probably been sitting there for like a year and a half or something. Those are probably not good. It's probably best to have fresher herbs.
We say that it should be like a year and a half is the longer it's on there. But I've recently looked in my spice jar and I'm like, I know this is like during the pandemic, so I guess we need to clean that stuff out. There's still
I got stuff 20 years ago still in my
I don't cook. It's not as potent. Look at it that way.
See, I love this. Okay. There's like little how-tos in here and things that will help you. And it's easy read, right? Epsom salt reduces stress and quiets racing thoughts. That is true. That's why they tell people to take Epsom salt bath. Himalayan pink salt clears negative energy. Baking soda, again, comfort and relaxation. And violets calm the mind as well as emotional tension. Lemon balm for anxiety, soothes the nerves and restlessness. I can attest to that because I get wired and I have a lemon balm tea.
That's great.
From I guess Celestial Seasonings, and it totally works.
Yeah.
That's what, it's very, the whole tea ritual is a calming thing.
And get yourself a cool pot, you know what I mean?
Cool pot, right.
And a really, like some cool vintage glasses or something like that.
Make it beautiful.
Make it special. Don't think that it can't be special if it's just you.
And once again, you have to find out what works for you and go with it,
I just love the whole concept of this. So, you tell people in here too, what a great book. Besides these little tips, the actual recipes, they've got Thetis inner peace anointing oil, and you tell people what they need to buy to actually make the oil.
Thetis was Achilles' mother, the
goddess,
the nymph. And she, as you know, the story of Achilles is he was anointed with this oil to protect him, except she held him by his foot and he was protected on his ankle. So this oil is inspired by Achilles and Thetis.
How long did it take you to research to put this together?
A lot. I mean, this is a lot.
Illustrations.
It's a crazy amount of work, but I do really love it. And, I love the idea of making a book. It's kind of like making an album. You're coming.
Yeah. I love that. Right.
One idea and you're really kind of killing yourself to put all these things together. So I kind of love the format, you know what I mean? So I would love to do another one, but it's a lot of work. But like I said, you spend a lot of time trying to get the book deal and then you have to make it kind of quickly. So I feel like a few things, like you said, where there are a few illustrations, I was like, can we use this? Can I make this just and add this so it could work for the lavender or something,
Yeah, right. Cross-pollinate a recipe or something like
just
that.
Try to, because it was getting to the end, but they gave me an extra month, but I was working.
So for our listeners out there that we know so many writers, what is involved with getting a book deal?
It's a lot, and it's, getting an agent. So
what do you, so you put a proposal together?
Yes, you put a proposal together. It's very much like, I know this because, I got an album deal when I was, 22 years old.
Amazing.
So it's sort of the same thing. I mean, I think with books, it's almost more like you can DIY and do your own album now, and you can do the same thing with books too. But if you don't work with a publisher, then, they're able to distribute and get that book out there. And
so you need to get a publisher.
Yeah.
So wait, do you have to randomly call?
Oh, I did so much research.
And randoming.
Yeah. like finding out, I think someone told me in the publishing, find out where figure out a comp book. That means like, what is a book that's comparable to yours?
Yeah.
Right.
Go through the publishers and look and see who does that kind of body of mind and soul. That's really, and I did research during the pandemic. That's when all this started.
Brilliant.
So it's
Brilliant.
Right.
So you really
so I went into like every publisher, but I mean, I encourage people to do that about anything. Wendy and I were talking just earlier about, your number one thing is being creative, but if you don't do the other half a little bit, you're screwed. You've got to do all that.
It's a dance.
Yeah.
It's a dance.
Yeah.
But not only are you doing the business part of it, you're writing the recipes, you're writing the tips, you're creating the pictures that go with it. And then you probably have other things you're doing during the day. It's a lot. People have no idea. And this is your second one. Can I just pull over your original?
No, that's not the original.
Oh, okay. But we have the Green Witch's
Guide to Magical Plants and Flowers.
Yeah, 2023. Susan was on here with the Green Witch's Guide again. Beautiful, beautiful book. Were you able, using that book as a basis, saying, "Hey, I have a book like this out already"?
Yes, it's the same publisher, so that's why it has the same book. It's the same size,
right?
And then we finally, it keeps going. I mean, we've been getting a lot of gardening chains that around the U.S. that are buying the book. So that's like they're buying a lot of books. So it's almost like,
you just answered what I was going to say. This is perfect. Let's talk about marketing a little bit, right?
Yeah.
The Brooklyn Botanical Gardens, the Bronx Botanical Gardens. I was just in Longacre Gardens outside of Philadelphia. They would love this in their bookstore.
And I'm not afraid to do mom and pop. And that's what I would say, like, for all artists, don't be afraid. I mean, it sucks, but don't be afraid to go door to door a little bit and see. I feel like little baby steps, eventually make the big, things happen.
This would be ideal for like women's groups, like book clubs. Center around gardening.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. But she brought up a good point. All of those specialty stores in little towns all over the country, Provincetown, Cape May, New Jersey. I'm thinking of all the kinds of
We just
stores.
did a book signing in Provincetown last week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now we're getting, somebody showed me it's in the Hamptons, and we're getting more of these. So it's a world. So that's great. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah. You got your work cut out for you. So when are you going to find time to tour? You got a tour coming up. This is so crazy.
Right?
Whether I like it or not.
But it's so crazy and so wonderful at the same time.
If there was a way that you could maybe kind of double up, like if the band is going to be playing out in Long Island, then you can also do a book signing.
Yeah, that's what my publisher was saying. I'm just hoping it all, I can get through it all. But that's an idea.
Yeah, because you're going to have to wake up and like, who am I today? Am I the author?
Exactly.
Or am I
that too.
lead singer?
Doing podcasts and TV shows and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm like, is this for the book or is this? And they're competing now, so they're together. Right. So I had something a couple of weeks ago, and the whole intro was about the band, and I'm like, isn't this for the book? I was live on TV, and I was like, okay.
I wanted to focus on the book for you because I know that this is right, but the band thing is.
Oh yeah, we've got to touch on the band.
First came out what year?
85, and then the first album is 86, so that's why it's 40 years.
I mean, to be able at this stage, right, to be saying I'm going on tour.
It's a gift. It's a gift. So hopefully we're gonna make it. Our first show is
we're gonna make it after all.
Taylor Moore show. October 10th in Chicago is our first date.
I love it.
Most of the tour has sold out, which we're very
because everybody knows who you are. They're like,
well, maybe the time is just kind of coming in our favor. All 4 original members are going to be part of this tour, which they have.
Oh, that's wonderful.
A long time.
You're lucky they're all still here.
Yes.
You know what happens when, with the bands, it's like you go, there's only one original person, and because everybody else has transitioned to the other side.
Okay.
You're
lucky.
You're lucky.
I'll put that out there.
Everyone's here, that you're all up and running. And I'm sure when people see this, they can't wait to buy tickets.
Oh, that's very sweet.
No, but I think it's such an exciting thing. Now, have you had to have a lot of rehearsal?
We're starting rehearsing now. God. So I needed to kind of get through this thing. And now we just have, it was a year away, like just seemed like really
just
recently.
like yesterday. It was a year.
So now it's like,
Now
okay,
it's
we're
here.
6 months and now we're like 2 months away. So I've got a lot to do.
Wow. Yeah. Now, because this is kind of new age or new wave.
Yeah.
New wave. You were kind of leaders in that.
Yeah, like a synth pop.
genre.
I mean, synth pop was kind of a dirty word back in the day, but now it's sort of made friends with the world. And I think pop music is also back, and I think that's another reason why people are looking at Book of Love again.
Yeah, because you crossed over into the Billboard Hot 100.
I mean, I think our songs today would have more of a chance of doing better because a lot of the, pop girlies are doing songs that are very similar to us, that are inspired by a lot of the 80s.
You think kids will be a big? No, you don't think the kids will. Why not? Because if you were big, there's such a movement from the groups in the 80s. The kids are following them.
Well,
now.
Maybe.
You're going on tour. I think this is like. I think this
might have a new generation.
Okay, I'm with Wendy.
But so some of the songs have been featured in like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Silence of the Lambs, American Psycho. I mean, this is so cool.
We were just on Ted Lasso and the show Industry, and there was a movie called The Companion. So I think that people are rediscovering it, and that's exciting.
And now it's like the perfect time to put it back out there. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm so excited for you. This is all wonderful.
Yeah. We Tim and I call it cool shit. We love when this happens for people, because you know what, this is a hard industry. The music industry is now brutal. Writing books is brutal. You have a publisher. So many people. I self-published my book because I sent out a bunch of query letters. I had a book agent, and then I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I just had to go ahead, because for my purposes, She's the Last Model Standing was great. If I do a personal appearance, I've got books, right? Yours is a different thing. And this is going into bookstores and stuff. It's really great that you were able to
and we should be really happy when we have, a win, because there's so much time in between. It's important for people to know that it sounds all great right now. But remember, I was just sitting in my living room, turning the light on and off.
It was scented when she was up.
I just happened to think of something. I don't know if this is something that the rest of the band would consider, but maybe at some point in the show, they mention about your book, and maybe you could sell some books. But I don't know if they.
I don't know if we're going to do that much cross-pollinating. But we'll see.
But
that would be a nice
though. Maybe not announcing from the stage, because people came there for Book of Love, but people love buying merch, right? We've all gone to Night of 1,000 Stevies. You know that event. Chichi Valente is Johnny Dinello is so smart when they incorporated doing merch for that. So then you could get, all your oils or your witchy stuff.
Yes.
There's no reason why in these venues that you're playing, you can't have, I'm sorry, I'm just such a marketer. You can't have a table set up with the, with the books there.
We do really
well. And your oils and as
well. We'll see. Another oil I want to show you, Tim, is the Cleopatra Seducing Oil.
Oh, that's for Tim Moss.
This is definitely you're going to get lucky if you use this. It's inspired by, let's do it on the outside of your hand because we did the inside. It's inspired by Cleopatra would make oils to seduce her men like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony.
Oh yeah.
And it's inspired by some of the things that she used. What do you think?
This is really, peace is beautiful, but it's calming.
Yeah.
This is like something I would put on. I put on oil before I came here today. I put on Lush Life that came from the Wicker store around the corner. I get all my oils from them. This is the kind of oil I like wearing all day. The other thing I do, you're going to love this. It's not gross. I'm going to do it on camera. I put it in my nostrils.
Right there.
Right. Because then I'm smelling it. Like when I'm on the subway, I'm smelling that. I'm not going to be smelling that. You like that, right?
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
It is a good tip.
It's a good tip.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. I can't wait to smell it.
I have the oils for you. And then we have this calendula and bergamot soap, which we have the recipe for too.
So tell me what calendula is a flower.
Yes.
But what's a bergamot?
Bergamot is an oil. It's also a flower. And it's one of my favorite, smell that. It's one of my favorite scents.
Oh, it's very clean. It smells like a very clean
smell. The bergamot petals are good for exfoliation, and it's good for clearing, calming and clearing your head. And we have the recipe in our
Very
body
cool.
chapter.
How very cool. So before I leave my house every day, I do anoint. I have a lot of oils from Magical Child, is it? Who's around the corner? They're on like
Flower Power?
No, they're right in the East Village.
Oh.
I thought it was Magical Child, but anyway, they have all kinds of oils that you can buy. I don't leave the house without oils, and a lot of the time it's got to do with what the vibe is out there. I don't know how the rest of you feel.
So you are doing a ritual.
Oh, I come from a family of rituals. Both my mother and grandmother practiced.
Okay.
So I grew up with that. So yeah, but I'm really into rituals now. And I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why your book is perfect for now. Plant, Sit, Heal. People have felt they've lost any control whatsoever. Yeah. And it's not just here in the US of A, it's all over the world. It's insane. We've got wildfires burning down Spain and in France, and the temperature of the earth is heating up. We are losing control rapidly. How amazing to be able to take something like this and wear it, and it changes your whole sensibility. It puts you in the flow zone, and it makes you feel, I'm doing a little better. I have some control today. You know, I'm okay. That's a huge thing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
that is absolutely a huge thing. I totally, Susan, depend on this stuff. I'm telling you, I don't leave home without it. And last week, I don't know if you perceived it as a doozy of a week, but think about it.
Oh.
Right. Look at Tim is like, oh God, is it?
Have I had a week?
and exactly. And when you're doing things and they're not coming together and you're communicating with someone and it becomes a miscommunication.
Oh my God. And Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde. And, I have a wonderful friend, Daniel Simmons. He never watches my show anyway. I love him, but he doesn't believe in any of this. And I completely believe in all of this. And I'm sharing it with you guys. We need these oils and things. They're very protective, and they will get us through our days because there's something going on. I'm taking it now to the universe. That's okay.
Totally.
I can do that. It's out there now in the universe. And as human beings, we are just all little specks. And we have got to figure out our survival techniques. And I'm going to tell you, having these oils
and protecting your mental health.
You talk about that in your book. People are shaken up. It's so funny, Susan, because you said you did the book during the pandemic. We've had amazing creative people on the show that have written books. They've created movies. They've done songs all in the pandemic, because not only was it a time where you couldn't do anything else, but admit it was fucking weird. It was
totally.
It was freaking weird. Everything, like, if it had just been here or just been like Ebola is in an area, right? These are terrible things, but you can wrap your head around it. I still couldn't believe the whole world went down at the same time.
Totally.
I struggle with that. Like, how could such a thing happen? So you wonder why when I'm heading out the door, I'm like, I'm like this. I have to protect myself. Do you have like a favorite oil or recipe that you swear by that you personally use that helps you cope?
Well, I've been liking the oils that we've been making. This inner peace oil I really like.
Works for you.
I kind of like to change my fragrances up, you know what I mean? Depending on how I feel. Sometimes it gives you a memory of a place that you were, you bought it on a trip, and then you put it on and it brings you back and makes you remember. Right. But I think that we have a lot of great tea recipes in here to try that I really liked. I've been making them because we had, some book signings and making some of the recipes a little bit more. Our home sweet home tea is really relaxing. And then I was just making our rose tea that is also.
They come right from the book.
Yeah, they come right from the book.
I love that.
And getting to do some of the recipes, I'd say some of my favorite recipes are I love those chocolates. Everybody really enjoyed that. We have a carrot ginger soup that I made last week for another event that we did.
This is really important what she's saying, that you offer like these giveaways, right? Like, you're showing the book. How wonderful to sit and offer tea to people or special chocolates or whatever, because to your point, that's something people will take with them. It brings a memory and a connection.
Yeah.
From the event. That's really cool.
And people a lot of times will remember how you made them feel. Like, it could be a tea or something that is calming. you know, they remember the feeling.
I love that. I mean, I would love if that's what people took away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, one question I have for you now, you are considered a green witch, is that correct?
Yes, we were focusing on this book. The publisher asked us to focus more on mindfulness as opposed. So it's a very similar book, and instead of some of the spells, we have more rituals and more focusing on the mindfulness for different things. But for me, I mean, it's kind of very similar, and for me personally, I do like what we're saying about it's more experimental. It's not just one size fits all.
Right.
Kind of recipes and rituals for everyone to do. It's not about being very difficult and fancy or like subscribe to one kind of ideology.
Right. Or following very complicated. We had a wonderful witch on the show a couple of months ago, and she had all of these rituals and everything. But that's a lot for people to follow. You know? If people want to get this feeling of well-being by opening up a book like this and coming across a chapter like Rose Heart Soothing Bath Tea. I've had a stressful day. I've been on the 1 train. It broke down. I'm going to look forward to my Rose Heart Soothing Bath Tea.
I mean, art books, like looking at images. That you know, I'm an artist because of the way that art makes me feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's the same. It does relax me. It does bring me to that state, and hopefully other people can respond to it. I think you can keep it on your bedside table and refer to it, look back to it.
I did that with your last book, though. First of all, let's talk about size. We're all size queens here, well, especially Tim. But I want to talk about the beauty of the book because it's got a gorgeous weight to it. The kind of paper, everything about it is beautiful and gracious. You want to smell it. I like the way the pages smell. You want to touch it. Okay. And because, and look at this, you can mark your spot in it. You've got the ribbon to do that with, but everything about it, it just lends itself to, it's really pretty. It's like a miniature coffee table book without something that's like 50 freaking pounds. I have those too. And you're like, I got to haul that thing. This is, I mean, look at the size of it. It's great.
We fought hard for that ribbon.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why was
it's just an extra thing, you know, like getting a sticker or something like that.
Okay. The ribbon is part.
But that ribbon for me, that makes all the difference.
Right.
Just such a nice added feature to keep your space, keep your spot.
And today I was making more oils, so I referred to it, you know, like I can never remember anything anymore. So you're constantly, you know, looking, even a recipe, when I do any recipe, I'm going to look at it like 5 times.
Right.
Because, you know, you're not going to retain it. So it's great to kind of go back.
Right. Yeah. This retention thing, if you can come up with a recipe, a retention recipe that's not a water retention recipe, I would be so because it's like I have to work really hard. I have a complex brain. I don't like when I don't remember things. And Tim and I always joke, we'll come up with something. He'll have the first part of the sentence. I'll come up with the second part. Yeah. And we can make a whole sentence. But that's unacceptable to me. I want to be able to retrieve information. And as a performer, I'm going to ask, is there any kind of oil from your knowledge that you might recommend that would help us remember?
We need to work on things that are, there are definitely things for your that it's supposed to improve your
memory.
Right. I think we have something in there, but I can't recall it.
You can't remember it. There's something in the book.
There's something that does remember stuff. I'm getting bad. I mean, it's just really, you know, but I need that. So maybe that's our next book. We need to talk about improving our memory. So I don't know where I am in
so this
making
is
the book.
A curious question, because we are talking about memory. Those songs that you could remember with no problem when you were in your 20s. Now you're at a different age. You're going out on tour. Are there challenges remembering lyrics?
Yeah.
Or there are.
You know, that was one thing I never had a problem with.
Wow.
But now that's where there's absolutely no, like, I'm not going to have a drink.
There's no teleprompter.
There's no teleprompter, but a lot of artists do use teleprompters.
I know.
You
That's
know?
why I'm asking.
There's not yet, but let's see what happens in this tour. But the thing is, you know, I can't have anything like, you know, if I make a mistake, it can't be because I had a drink or anything, even though it's just like you have this kind of, brain fart where you're just like, wow, am I in the second verse or the third verse?
Right.
It's happened a couple of times. So I'm really like trying to like be focused on that. Your mind wanders and you're like, wow, did I leave the oven on? And you're like,
what's the next verse? Did I leave the oven on?
But I guess any athlete, like everybody, wouldn't think that people would do that. But yeah, it just kind of blows my mind that would have been an issue. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I never thought about that. But then you see these bands, where they get together again after many, many years. And I've always wanted to ask that question.
I did. That's what I kind of felt like. I forgot what verse I was in, or I just like blanked. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'll know where we are with chorus. So now I'm really trying not to do that.
But maybe they can give you a teleprompter.
I don't know, but yeah, we're moving into that. I know Debbie has that.
Really?
Debbie Harry?
She has to have a teleprompter. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine.
It would help. I mean, if I could see it.
Right. Right. As long as, the other problem with teleprompters, because I've used them, if the teleprompter starts moving too quickly and then you get really messed up.
It's out of sync. Yeah.
People are so good with that. They learn how to do that, or they learn how to do, reporting when you've got something in your ear that's talking.
The ear thing. Yeah. Have you had that?
Not like, people on the news would be like where you have that, you're being told other things while I'm sure it's a skill to really get good at,
I'm thinking you can have that on your tour, right?
You can, but
that was like it's enough to deal with.
Another thing to get used to.
Right.
I'm gonna give it my best, folks.
Right. Absolutely. So what I wanted to ask you is, did you have when you were on the road the first time, any really cool experiences that you might want to share with us here today?
Well, I think when we were on our first tour with
in your 20s, right? Okay, we're dropping names. Love. It was with Depeche Mode. What was that?
So
like?
It was really exciting, and in Europe they were playing really big stadiums, and I had never traveled to Europe before. None of us had ever been to Europe before, so
they're so hot.
Yeah, so it was very exciting to be part of it, and then you're still kind of like at work, so you're like, I hope this goes well tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there was very exciting places in Europe, and like Red Rocks in Colorado, and just
opened for them.
Yes, we opened for them in '85, and then 2 tours in '86.
What's his name again?
Dave Gahan.
Dave.
He's still
Tim.
hot,
He's still. They just did a Netflix documentary. I'm like, dun 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 dun. I forgot.
Still hot. I don't know how.
Your own personal. I can listen to that song over and over and over again. You realize how cool it is that you got to do that?
Yeah, and they really became a super group as well. So
Yeah.
it was a great experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and again, you
amazing.
have to kind of, like you said, well, if a lot of things are happening at the same time, you have to just try to do your best not to have a nervous breakdown.
Right, and that's having a nervous breakdown. At what point did you, so you were doing this in your 20s, and then you evolved to another place in your life. How well did you deal?
Well, I
with
think
not
music
doing
changed a lot in the 90s, and I think that we were struggling as a band because we were so young when we got together.
Really young.
So we were like the only people we knew. We had never had a real job, like working with people. So we were struggling as a unit, and then the grunge and the music was really changing. So we sort of weren't able to kind of like, for both of those reasons, if we were working better together, maybe we would have been able to, to make that change. But then that's what I was saying. I had more of a midlife crisis in my 30s.
Yeah,
and that's
you would
when
have, right?
Became, was figuring out what I was going to do next. So that's how I got involved in food styling, which I did for many years.
Which is brilliant. I know that you did that.
And I still do it. So.
Right. But that's lucky that you were able to find that because, not a lot of people shoot their wad in their 20s to the degree that you guys did. But it's not like you were Nemo babies.
Well, the thing is, today, I don't know if anybody has a job forever. You know what I mean? So
You're so right.
That everybody has to learn how to pivot, and they have to kind of look around and not be afraid of it so much.
Yeah. Not be afraid. I run into people that I knew when I was 20 that are still here, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're still doing everything that you did when you were 20." I'm like, well, but I added stand up into it, and now I'm podcasting. But yeah, some of us. don't hang up our toe shoes and pivot. I'm not a good pivoter, Susan.
Well,
it's
about pivoting. I mean, when I have a friend from college, they're like, looks like something you would have done when we were in art school. I'm like, everything I do
right
looks like something I did in art school. So it's like the same person just pivoting through the world, and trying to find different ways to do the only thing, to take your skill set,
right,
and
make it work. It's funny because I think a lot of this, all of us are in the arts. I was out with two friends this week up in Washington Heights, and I love them to death, but they're both very retired, and it came out wrong, but they're my age. And I said, so, like, what do the two of you do all day? And they're like, oh, we get up at like 8. And so, and she said, and then I roll a joint, and then I do Tai Chi. And they're like, the day just happens. And it seems like so many things happen in the day. And I was thinking about my own day, no judgments about their day, but I was thinking about my own day. And, I hit the ground running. I feed the animals. I go through the emails. I return the emails. I see where I'm at with the guests. Do I have the photos, the bios? Do I have the tape? Oh, do I need to write another parody? Oh, do I have a personal interview for something? Oh, look, I've got 2 auditions and the deadline is tomorrow. And by the time I turn around, it's 4:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
And I haven't stopped.
Well, that's the whole thing about be who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you've got to follow your bliss, now that we're using all these kind of terms. And some people, they don't want to be an entrepreneur.
They don't.
You, and they don't want to keep doing
exactly.
They haven't gone out at night since,
They're not still going out at night because they can't stop clubbing. I need inner peace. It's right here. I need to have inner peace. And Tym Moss is going to find his inner Cleopatra. Here we go, Tim. This is too hot.
Well, thank you, Susan Ottaviano. I thank you so very much. Now you have now you have Book of Love
touring.
It's going to be touring your book, which is Plants That Heal, Plant-Based Wisdom for Body, Mind, and Soul, which is out now. And we do have some viewers that have commented here. So
okay, Suze Valgenero can relate to a lot of the things we talked on here. She's a designer. She's very in tune with the universe, very sensitive person. And there's Rose Trentman. Hello, my dear friends. We love Rose. My mom used to use the sap of okra. Okay, this is good. On her face to get rid of wrinkles.
Nice.
That's kind of icky though. Okra.
Oh yeah, it's kind of greasy. But a lot of things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that one.
I'm gonna go buy an okra.
Rose has a few. She said tomatoes are good for the heart, carrots are used for the eyes, kidney beans are good for the kidneys.
Wow.
And our dear friend John Jigan.
Yeah. Hi, John. Thanks for tuning in. I reached out to him. I'm happy to see him. I'm like, we haven't seen him in a while.
Well, he says, Susan, I will definitely get your book. It looks fascinating. Do you have thoughts about plants that help chronic pain? I deal with nerve pain from a neck fusion. Just curious.
Well, frankincense oil has really helped me with my knee, with arthritis and stuff like that,
Good to know, John.
That's been helpful.
Do you mix it with anything?
You have to dilute it. So you mix it with like a carrier oil. But I feel like that's helped a lot. I don't know if
What's a carrier oil? I want to be able to give him
jojoba oil.
Okay.
Or an almond oil. Different types of oil so that it's not at its full strength.
John, it's totally worth the try. Rose Trentman said this book is like a Bible for healing. It's a must-have. Absolutely. Absolutely agree.
And her snake plants do clear up her bedroom air.
Oh, I have snake plants. I never thought about that. Of course, Suze loves these things.
We have a chapter about house plants and what different things they heal. I didn't focus on that because Chris is more of the plant person.
He's right. Yeah, you had said that.
But we have a chapter about what plants are good to have in the house and why.
Okay, and Rose just shared with us that Mercury's now direct. Thank God, Mercury. Yeah. Something to live.
Yerba mate is very good for memory endurance. Drink it as a tea.
So Rose must drink that because she's got an amazing memory.
Yeah,
her memory is incredible. Lion's mane. All right.
Yeah, I think
for mental clarity.
In our body chapter, I think one of the teas has that I mean, forgive me for not remembering every.
Oh, you don't have to. You're with Wendy and
ingredient.
Tim.
But I'm going to have to take whatever it is for my next book so I can remember.
You remembered plenty. And Suze, thanks for a great show. Suze, thanks for being such a loyal watcher, and to everybody who always tunes in. You know, I was so excited to have you on.
It's always
Absolutely.
Oh, she brought a little bit of a nip with her too. I don't have Tim here. I can't share this with you, Tim.
This is my favorite recipe. You were asking me. We might have had this last time, but it's in the book. It's in the book this time.
It was great.
It's strawberry cello, so it's like a limoncello.
Oh
yeah, with strawberries and vodka, and you marinate the strawberries in the vodka for 2 weeks, and then you add a syrup, which is sugar and water, and it's a great. You know, we've been toasting at the end of our book signings, just like we're doing right now. Cheers to Tim. You like it?
I totally love it, and you know, I'm not good with recipes. This sounds like this something I could do. Yeah. So I'm going to go to 14th Street and buy a box of strawberries. Yep. And I'm going to take that bottle of Tito I got sitting at home. And then what am I doing?
Okay, so then you cut the strawberries up.
I don't jump up and down on that. Like,
you slice them up 4 ways, and then you put them in the refrigerator with a bottle of vodka. Okay, put
and just let it sit there.
Like a Tupperware.
Oh, okay. So I have to. You didn't give me what the action is. Pouring the vodka into the. I need it all, Susan.
Yeah, the recipe's right here.
Okay,
so you can find it.
Pouring the vodka.
And then let it sit.
After 2 weeks, you can make the simple syrup, which is just a cup of water and a cup of sugar. You put on the stove just so that the sugar melts.
A cup and a cup.
Yeah.
What kind of sugar? Domino.
Just regular.
White sugar.
Just white sugars, but if you wanted to not be grainy. You want it to dissipate. So then you put that together, and then you strain the whole mixture. You strain the strawberries out. I usually push down on the strawberries through like a sieve.
Before I'm straining, how long am I boiling for?
Just a few minutes.
Okay, got it. All right. So then I'm taking out a strainer.
Yeah.
I have to buy one.
Okay. Because you want to get out, because some of the seeds from the strawberries are going to be in there. So you strain it into a nice bottle, and then you put it in the refrigerator, let it get chilled again, and you have your
sip on it.
That would be a nice thing for a party or to bring to somebody's house.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you wanted so people can get even more of a kick out of it, what else could I add into it?
I don't think you need anything to add in.
No.
We have a couple of other drinks that we could do. We have a gin and tonic, where the gin is marinated with cucumbers and mint, and that turned out really great.
Great summer.
Everybody loved it at our book party in New York. And we have this elixir, which is like a brandy, and another relaxing one especially for winter with brandy and like a tea, and you heat it, and that's another. So we have several beverages, alcoholic beverages in there. We have non-alcoholic as well.
Well, now, Susan, we can find out everything about Susan Ottaviano at susanottaviano.com, which is down below. Or to find out about their music tour, go to bookoflovemusic.com.
And follow us on IG. We update it all the time with the new shows. And you can get the book anywhere books are sold. We encourage you to buy local, but it's available on Amazon.
This is really so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's always a treat having you. And here's to your success.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.